Hello viewers, you're watching Nltv Prime Time. This is Nufo Ayer with you and here are the headlines. In an attempt to restart dialogues between Government of India and NSE and IM, former Intelligence Bureau officer A.K. Mishra hold talks with the NSE and IM leadership at Police Complex, Chumukidima. NSE leader Nikki Sumi hopes high on A.K. Mishra as interlocutor to Naga peace talks as he believes government sincerity and proper steps towards inclusive one solution will bring early Naga solutions. Charanjit Singh Chani takes oath as 16th Chief Minister of Punjab in the swearing-in ceremony held at Governor's House in Chandigarh. Charanjit Singh becomes first Dalit Chief Minister of the state. Assam CM Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma states Assam government to preserve heritage of 18th century Dimasa Kachari Kingdom and develop the last capital at Kashpur, 25 km from Silchar. And now the news in details. Former Special Director of the Intelligence Bureau, A.K. Mishra, arrived in Dimapur on September 18 and held talks with the NSE and IM leadership on September 20 at Police Complex, Chumukidima. According to sources, NSE and IM General Secretary T.H. Moiva was the group's chief negotiator who attended the meeting. Member of a collective leadership, NSE and IM R.H. Racing spoke a few words on how they have reaffirmed about the framework agreement. Nltv has a special report on the meeting. Let's have a look at with our reporter Kamrito Nungti.
Special Director of the Intelligence Bureau, A.K. Mishra, September 18 de Dimapur ahigena aji 20 September de Chumukidima Police Complex de NSE IM laga leaders logo de ekta meeting luise to haibi amikhan aji laga meeting laga outcome noilebi key points to key taksha amen etu chanelo. Sir, what were the key points with regard to today's meeting?
We reaffirm our commitment. We reaffirm the framework agreement to keep it in letter and in spirit.
Sir, what is the position for the separate flag and separate constitution?
There is no separate flag and constitution. We have our own flag, we have our own constitution to be recognized. If it is not recognized, then revolution continue.
Sir, when can the Nagas expect a total or a final solution?
Any solution is transitional.
Sir, is there any message you would like to convey to our Naga brothers and sisters with regard to the Naga solution?
Solution is a must. Solution is a must. But we are working on that. So we have to go along with the time factor. But solution without betraying the principle. Any solution that betrays the principle will not be acceptable to us and to the people at large.
On the 20th of September 2021, at Hotel Saramati Dimapur, a press conference was held where leader of NSE Nikki Sumi faction, General Nikki Sumi, shared his thoughts regarding Naga solution and how he feels that all Nagas should unite regardless of several parties and come together as one for a peaceful Nagaland.
Aja ene thake to sir Nikki Sumi line ase tai do introduction na lage sob manu jane se tai to sir ge মই আপনি যে হুদিও মঞ্জে থাকে তো লাইক আপনি ইচ্ছা তো আগে দি হুদিলিছে প্রেস কনফারেন্স থাকে আমতে হলিবি ইচ্ছা আপনি কিবা একটা নাগা মানে গে একটা মেসেজ দিবলে আসনা নাই কোনি
আগে দিবি কইছে হলিবি মাখান নাগা মানু ডাঙর ছোট মাকি মোটা সব বুঝিবলে তো আমাখান তো নাগাল্যান্ড ফর ক্রাইস্ট আগে প্রাবি আমাখান ডিনোমিনেশন আর রিলিজন আলাগ টিবি থাকা নাই খ্রিস্টান হয়ে গেলে এটা তাক পঞ্চায়েছে ইটো প্রায় কি লানতে হলেবি খ্রিস্টান মানুষ আছে কইলে তো আরো নাগা খানে উত্তায় খারাপ করে থাকা তো নাগাল্যান্ড ফর ক্রাইস্ট ইটো অপরটিক বই গেলে কথা কই থাকে ইটো প্রায় কি এসিপি থাকিবি পারা তাক তো নিজর লাগা নহলে কি গ্রুপ লাগা পয়লা মিস্টিক লাগা ইটো তো না ভাবি কিনা কিনিকা হয়ে গেনা নাগা মানুষ সব ইউনিটি একটাই হব আর একদিন অলপ দিন হলে বি নাগা মানুষ পিসটি রাখিবলে এইটো বেশি কোশিশ করলে আর আমাখান সব মিলাই গেনা পিস দিতে আর নাগাল্যান্ড ফর ক্রাইস্ট নিচেতে আমাখান ভাবনা নামে আহি কিনা কাম করে চাব এনেকা নাগা মানুষ সব লগে ক'ব পাৰা
তো সর মই একটা সুধিব মন যায় থাকে তো এইটো সলিউশন মান চালব কৈ নাই আছে তো কিমান দেৰি লাগিব নিচিনা আছে এইটো সলিউশন পাবলৈ নহ'লে কিমান জলদি হৈ যাব আপোনাৰ ভাৱনা কি আছে এইটো
আমি Nltv কৈছে সলিউশনটো পিপল সাপোর্টে পিপল से ভালকে মিলাব পারেগে না itu inclusive one solution কৈছে তাতে স্থান করেগে না তিনটা এন্টিটিকে বি কব পাৰিব লাগিব গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ ইণ্ডিয়াকে বি এইটো ক'ব পাৰিব হ'লে পিপলছ লগা প্ৰেছাৰ ওপৰৰ পৰা বি সলিউশন জলদি আহিব লাগিব একটা থাকছে আৰু এইটো নহয় ক'লে গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ পৰা বি তেখন সিনচিয়াৰ পৰা ইনক্লুসিভ ওৱান সলিউশন কৈছে এইটো ষ্টেপ লৈ দিছে ক'লে বেছি জলদি আহিব নহ'লে গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ পৰাহে অলপ ডিলে টেকটিক্স খেলিছে ক'লে তো আমি এইটোতো ৱৰ্ড দিব নাপাৰে
স্যার আপনি টাইম নাথাকিলে এনে আমি নাগালেণ্ড টিভি কথা কৈ দিয়াৰ বেছি থেংকছ দে আছে আৰু ইনকা খবৰ কাৰণে আপুনি চাই থাকিবি নাগালেণ্ড টিভি মই আৰাম আচুমি উইথ কেমেৰা পাৰ্চন বেনাং সনপ ফৰ Nltv
Noklak District Task Force on COVID-19 held a meeting with the district nodal officers for COVID-19. Additional Secretary Horticulture Zarenthang Izang and Joint Director Health and Family Welfare Dr. Thangkoi Lam was held on August 19 at the conference hall of the Deputy Commissioner Noklak. Under the chairmanship of Deputy Commissioner Noklak, Hyazu Meru, DC, said that even though the district is not having proper medical facilities, they should continue with their efforts to vaccinate more people so as to avert the worst case. Hyazu Meru also highlighted on the latest SOPs, guidelines and procedures of the government. DC expressed his sincere appreciation to all the frontline workers and the officers of the district for taking extra miles in controlling the spread of COVID-19 in the district. Joint Director, Directorate of Health and Family Welfare, HNFW, Dr. Thangkoi Lam also updated the overall scenario of the pandemic and advised on how to manage the ongoing crisis. SKV Petrol Pump, Kohima, held a program on 20th September at 10 a.m. called Launching of Car Stickers by Keep Our City Clean, Together We Can. Program was led by Krihozol Lohe, who is the convener of the Keep Our City Clean, Together We Can is an activity which is completely a voluntary work. Keeping Kohima clean and green is every way possible, educating people to keep our city clean. Launching of car stickers was done by Srimati N. Bhavani Sri, who is the IAS Additional Deputy Commissioner of Kohima, Nagaland.
I feel honored to be here as part of this program early in the morning. It's a wonderful initiative taken by Keep Our City Clean. As we all know, it's the need of the heart to keep ourselves clean and our cities, our houses and our surroundings clean. Again, when it comes to Northeast, we are blessed with beautiful landscape, flora, fauna, etc. One of the most beautiful places in India. Everybody looks upon us. And it becomes duty of each one of us to maintain what has been gifted by God. And I think this is one in such direction, beautiful initiative to make sure we don't lose what we already have. And Kwanishina, we know that Cornwall may happen, still if the COVID situation is all good, it might happen with wisdom.
Welcome to Nltv. Aji Nltv tan yide Kohima de aina ase. Idu Kohima de আজি মহান SKV পেট্ৰল পাম্প দা আইনা আছে এদে একটা আজি এক্টিভিটি একটা ওলাইনা আছে ইদু এক্টিভিটি দো কিপ আ সিটি ক্লিন টুগেদার উই ক্যান ইনা হুইনা আছে ইদুলা আইবি আজি আমি থান লত তানা একটা অর্গানাইজার লত আছে তাইলো হতাহুদি গ্রো আর ইদু প্রোগ্রাম গানি দো দো ওয়েলকাম টু Nltv স্যার সো আপনি নাম আর ডেজিগনেশন কই দো
আমি লাগা নাম আছে খেহুজলো হে আমি ইতিয়া কনভেনার কিপ আর সিটি ক্লিন ক্যাম্পেইন কৰি আছে
স্যার আচ্ছা ইদু আজি দু কিপ আ সিটি ক্লিন টুগেদার উই ক্যান লা প্রোগ্রাম লা
First of all, Keep Our City Clean hoile it's a voluntary organization. Aru like-minded people, aru officials kan prominent citizens of Kohima jointly itu form kurise in the year 2020 on March 6. Hoile be lockdown para pandemic para mi kan social work kan tu ani na kuri kine ahi jase. Ami kan social work অলপ কৰি দিছে Kohima city de. The main objective of our Keep Our City Clean campaign is based on 3 points. First, hole isorge thanks diase kile mane Kohima climate to ekdom pleasant ase for human being, for the plants, for the animals, for everything pleasant ase. Secondly, we give thanks to the Kohima village people for giving their lands, precious land, to let us dwell. I mean, kinibo bi pare aru rented bi thagibo pare hole bi iniga Kohima villagers kan to iniga mati digina ami kan capital banai dise ami kan ke yete jibole diese to karone Kohima villagers kan ke thanks ko ase. Thirdly, we give thanks to the government to itia rasta kan aru ami kan nala kan infrastructure kan development kan ekdom banai digine ami kan ke bohibole diase. Etu tinta point lui kene ami kan dwellers kan tu etu responsibility tu hoile sapha rakhi kene thakibo lage no hoy lui kene ami kan manu ke organize kuri kene social work kan kuri ase. Aro this is all about campaign, all about education, all about awareness, creating awareness to the dwellers of Kohima and the travelers crossing Kohima. Etu khan ke bi sob etu itia Kohima city tu clean hoise aru clean hobo lage etu hi campaign kuri ase. Yeah.
Land Resources Department MON organized the culmination program of PMKSY WTC erstwhile IWMP batch 4, 5 and 6 on 17 September 2021 at Consil Hall MON with DC MON. Thavislan K. IAS was the special guest. The DC in his speech thanked the department for being one of the most effective departments in MON. DC MON also urged the people to take every opportunity and avail all benefits given by the government and agri and allied departments. DPO Land Resources MON, Biren Chetri, gave an overview of the project activities where he highlighted all scopes, aims and activities of the project in all the 38 villages. The program also witnessed the handing over of the Watershed Development Fund to all the 38 beneficiary villages by the Deputy Commissioner. Assam CM Himanda Biswa Sarma stated that the state government will preserve the heritage of the 18th century Dimasa Kachari Kingdom and develop the last capital at Kaspur, 25 km from Silchar town in Kachar district. Dimapur was the initial capital of the kingdom, which was later shifted to Malibang, now in Dima Hasao district of Assam. During the CM visit to Kaspur, Sarma said that the state government will take projects on 25 acres to preserve the heritage and turn it to a tourist hotspot. The Department of Indigenous Faith and Culture of the state government is set on preserving the heritage of the kingdom. With a growing middle class and its rising discretionary spending, India will become the world's third largest importer by 2050 with a share of 5.9% of global imports, right behind China and the US. At present, India is ranked 8th among largest importing nations with a 2.8% import share and is set to become the 4th largest importer by 2030. India's GDP is projected to cross Germany by 2030. The E7 group of the 7 largest emerging economies, China, India, Brazil, Russia, Indonesia, Mexico and Turkey, are projected to equal the G7's share of global import demand by 2050. The 7 richest countries of the world, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the UK and the US, are part of the G7 grouping. to review the ongoing projects and other pending issues and sanction in the annual plan of 2021-22 for northeastern states. A meeting was held on 20th September 2021 through VC under the chairmanship of ADG Zone 5-1 of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. The date and time for Nagaland, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram was scheduled for 20th of September from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and for Manipur, Assam and Sikkim on 20th from 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Charanjit Singh took oath as the 16th Chief Minister of Punjab on 20th September. The swearing-in ceremony was held at Governor's House in Chandigarh. Charanjit Singh is said to be the first Dalit Chief Minister of the state. During the ceremony of Soni and Shukinder Randhawa also took oath as Deputy Chief Ministers. The ceremony was attended by Navjot Singh Sidhu and other leaders. The appointment came after a hectic lobbying by the Congress leaders with an unusual Sikh versus Hindu CM narrative thrown into mix, which led to Amrinder Singh's resignation. According to sources, the appointment of a Dalit in a state with nearly 32% Dalit population was a sound political decision.
ईश्वर ਦੀ ਸਹੁੰ ਚੁੱਕਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੰਨੀ ਈਸ਼ਵਰ ਦੀ ਸਹੁੰ ਚੁੱਕਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਥਾਪਿਤ ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਸ਼ਰਧਾ ਅਤੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਠਾ ਰੱਖਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਪ੍ਰਭੁਤਾ ਅਤੇ ਅਖੰਡਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਬਰਕਰਾਰ ਰੱਖਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਰਾਜ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਵਜੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਰਤੱਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਫਾਦਾਰੀ ਅਤੇ ਸ਼ੁੱਧ ਅੰਤਰਕਰਨ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਭਾਵਾਂਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਭੈ ਜਾਂ ਪੱਖਪਾਤ ਸਨੇਹ ਜਾਂ ਦੁਰਭਾਵਨਾ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਸਭ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਤੀ ਸੰਵਿਧਾਨ ਅਤੇ ਕਾਨੂੰਨ ਦੀ ਅਨੁਸਾਰਤਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਿਆਂ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਮੈਂ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੰਨੀ ਚਰਨਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੰਨੀ ਈਸ਼ਵਰ ਦੀ ਸਹੁੰ ਚੁੱਕਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਕੋਈ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਮੁੱਖ ਮੰਤਰੀ ਵਜੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਅਧੀਨ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗਿਆਤ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਜਾਂ ਵਿਅਕਤੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ
Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Charanjit Singh Channi shortly after he took oath as Punjab Chief Minister along with 2 deputies today. Modi, in his Twitter handle, said that they will continue to work with Punjab government for the betterment of the people of Punjab. Mr. Channi, who is Punjab's first Dalit Sikh Chief Minister, succeeds Amrinder Singh, who resigned this weekend amid a feud with Punjab Congress Chief Navjot Singh Sidhu. A 3-time MLA, Mr. Channi was a minister in the Amrinder Singh cabinet. 5 boys were feared drowned in sea at Versova jetty during the Ganesh idol immersion on Sunday night. According to fire brigade official, among the 5 boys, 2 boys were rescued. The rescued boys were admitted to Cooper Hospital before the arrival of fire brigade. Hence, a search operation is still on with the help of lifeguards and members of the flood rescue team. And as per reports, LED lights and a ferry boat are being used for the operation. At least 8 people have been killed and several injured after a gunman opened fire in Perm State University in Russia. It has been reported by the university that the assailant entered the university with an offensive weapon and started shooting the university, warned the students to be careful. Russia's official investigations committee said that the suspect is a male student of the university. Some students jumped out of the building to flee the shooter, while rest of the students and teachers have barricaded themselves in the classrooms. At around 12:54 a.m. on September 20, 2021, an earthquake of magnitude 5.0 on the Richter scale hit Myanmar as per National Center for Seismology. The quake occurred at a depth of 82 kilometers near the India-Myanmar border at latitude of 22.26 and longitude of 94.70. No casualties have been reported so far. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Nagaland TV for more news and updates.
Welcome to St. Joseph University, where our vision is to learn, discover, create, and innovate. Our university comes with a state-of-the-art infrastructure where we offer chemistry lab, an engineering lab, life science lab, physics lab, zoology fieldwork, and many more. Come and be part of one of the leading universities in the Northeast.